Hey guys, so today we're going to be attempting to install or get the steering wheel controls working for my G35. So in the last video you saw that I had installed a double DIN kit. It did come with the wiring as well as the adapter to get the OEM steering wheel controls working. However, I wasn't able to get them to work just due to limited time. So I installed the head unit without any controls, but today we will be taking all of the radio components back out, and then we will see if we can get that working again. And if everything goes well, I'll show you guys how to program it, and we'll test out, make sure everything looks good. The last part would actually be finding a place to mount it. I have a couple ideas, but we will see how they go. It will take a bit of customizing, and every car is going to be a bit different, but I can at least show you what I will do on the G35, and hopefully that clears things up for people who want to do the same thing in the future. The car does have a quick release steering wheel, so that is the reason why my steering wheel controls will need to be custom mounted, but it shouldn't be too hard. So let's get into it and I'll show you what tools you're going to need. So for the tools you're going to need, it's most likely going to be a couple sockets. I have a 19 and a 17. The 17 is for the hub puller. The reason why we're going to use that is the short hub sometimes can be a bit hard to take off, so instead of trying to wrestle it off, we're just going to use that to pull it off. And then you'll need some Allen wrenches to take your quick release steering wheel setup off if you have one, and then just a Phillips head to take apart the dash components and to make sure that you can get the radio out without damaging it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is actually to remove this side trim piece. That's actually to start taking apart the passenger side interior. So we're going to have to take out the glove box as well as this side piece right here, and then we'll do a very similar process to the driver's side. On the driver's side, you don't need to take out this side sill piece. That's only for the passenger side, and I'll show you guys how that's done. So when you're inside the car, you really just have to pull straight up. It's not super hard to take apart. It is a bit tight. You are going to feel like you might break something. Just be careful as you do it. Plastic trim removal tools will help if you've never done it before. There is a series of clips, but really you just keep pulling straight up. You don't want to pull away towards the inside of the car, just straight up and down, and then this whole piece comes out, and then we can tuck this just in the back here. It's not a very big piece, but we'll just keep it out of the way. And then with that, you can see there's a clip right here. So there's a bunch of these that kind of just run along the inside of the car. You want to take all of those off, and then you should be good to go. So the next thing you want to do is you want to open up your glove box, and there's going to be 4 screws that run along the top here. You're going to want to take them out. 2 of them do mount the striker, or more so the bolt for the glove box. They're super easy to line up, so don't worry about messing it up. But we'll undo these ones right here. Then I want to pull this piece out. There we go. And then that is our glove box. It is going to dangle a little bit here, but that's alright. I'm going to unplug some of these cables here, and then we're good to go. Yeah, so I did skip ahead a little bit. I took the vents completely off, just so you guys don't have to see the same footage over and over again. So we are now going to take the short hub and quick release off. So to do that, you'll need a Allen wrench. It's not too hard, but it is a number 4, I believe. Double check. Scratch that, it is not. It is a number 3. There we go. Guys, might be a bit hard to see, but among all these wires here from our airbag and horn, there is a nut on the inside, and I'm just going to grab my socket here. and it is a 19. I did switch to an impact just for the sake of making this a little bit easier, but you don't need to use an impact. You can use a regular wrench, but if I have it, I might as well use it. It's also running out of battery, so at least we were able to break that. So let's try this. There. That's loose. Alright, so the nut is loose. And take that nut off. Alright guys, so I did get the hub off, and the whole reason why I had to do that is to take out this plug. So this plug is actually your ground wire for your horn. And essentially what we're gonna have to do is transfer this horn wire onto your factory plug, which looks exactly the same. And that plug contains all of the wires for your steering wheel controls as well as your cruise control if you plan to keep that. I may just only use the steering wheel controls. I never used cruise control. I don't think I will. But I'll show you how to depin this and how to transfer all the wires over, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, excuse the weird angle here. I don't have a lot of space in the garage at the moment. There's a lot of stuff going on. But essentially, if I show you the two plugs that we have, this is what I took off of the quick release / short hub, this plugged. And then this is the plug that you would get if you have cruise control and steering wheel controls. And you can tell they're exactly the same plug, front and back. But this green wire that you see on this harness is the same as this black wire. We're just going to be moving the two across, so we're going to just be using this full set of wires here and then this here. So I'll show you how to do that. You're going to need a Phillips head. Sorry, it's a bit hard to focus there. And you're going to want some kind of a pick tool. You don't need anything too fancy. Realistically, any small object, even if it's not metal, will work as long as you can use it to press down on a couple pins. But I'll show you with this harness here first, since it is a lot easier, being that it is only one wire. This little piece here, let me see if I get that to focus. There you go. This little piece here, this is a lock to hold the pins in. So you really just need to take a flathead and then poke it into the sides of the harness and then pry upwards. Right, like that. Pry upwards. And then you want to do the same thing on the other side. It's not hard. I mean, realistically, you can do this even without a flathead. You can do it with your fingernail. It's really easy. So there's a little lock, and then it comes out. At this point, you can see all of your pins, or in this case, one pin. Let me see if I can get that to focus for you there. There you go, that one pin. Near the top here, there is a metal piece that presses against the actual plug, and you want to press that metal piece down and then pull, and you can take that pin out. So let's see if I can do this here in one try. Alright guys, so I have everything transferred over. I have the horn ground wire as well as the rest of my cruise control here and steering wheel controls. Okay, so I have everything plugged in, and if I show you right here, we have the car is on, everything's plugged in. I have my controls just hanging for now until I find a place to mount them, but I have already set up my radio to work, and that portion will be different to everybody's car. But if I press play here,
right on your enemies.
You have that.
That's what you get when you fuck with the family.
You guys can see, as I put volume down, the volume is also going down. And then I have mute. And you can skip the song. Everything's working. Mute. There we go. So I'm gonna start putting the interior back together, but that's it. We're all done. The next step will actually be looking into mounting these buttons properly. Right now it is a big mess. My interior is completely torn apart. There's stuff everywhere. But I'll see if I want to keep the cruise control and how I like it with having both the set of controls versus just the one. We'll take a look and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so I have my interior back together, and then now I just have to find a way to mount these buttons onto this short hub. Once that's done, I can bolt the quick release back together and then we'll be ready to go. So let's give that a try. Alright guys, just to give you a bit of an update, I spent probably the last hour trying to figure out how I wanted to mount the steering wheel controls, and this is what I've got so far. So I have my hub and quick release assembled together just so I can get measurements off of it. And what I've done is I have some carbon fiber sheet at home, and no, you don't have to use carbon fiber, you can use whatever you want. It can be plastic, you can 3D print it, you can do whatever. This is what I had at home and I thought it would look pretty cool, so I cut this piece of carbon fiber. Is around a foot in length and probably 2 to 3 inches tall. I cut it into quarters, so I have 2 of them here. And those unfamiliar with the G35 steering wheel controls, when you take them apart, this is what they look like. On the back there are 2 dowels that usually will let you screw these onto the steering wheel. I've cut those off, and essentially, let me show you guys here. Hold on guys, it's a bit hard to see. But pretty much I'm going to be flush mounting these buttons onto the carbon fiber sheets, and then once that's done, I will be drilling mounting holes into the carbon fiber, and then I'm just going to thread the bolts for the quick release through the carbon fiber and just bolt it to the steering wheel that way. And then at that point, all it is going to be cable managing, tucking away all of the extra wires for my quick release or for my steering wheel controls. So I'm just gonna get this done. I'm not gonna time lapse it. It is taking a bit longer than I thought. I just wanted to get this done so I can show you guys and show you the finished product. Pretty hyped, so let's get started. Alright guys, so it's the next day. I did have to stop recording last night. Got a bit dark and I was getting a bit cold as well, so we're gonna pick up where I left off. We're almost done. I'll give you a quick look at how it looks. I have to do a bit of adjusting just because at the moment the quick release steering wheel no longer locks into place. I have to trim the carbon a little bit, but I'll show you how it looks. And I'd say it's pretty good. It fully works. It's just trimming the carbon fiber panels and then we're good to go. So at the moment, let me set you guys down real quick and then I'll show you how the steering wheel setup will look once I'm done, and then I'll show you guys the buttons. And it's not, I'm not gonna lie, it is a bit rough in terms of like how it looks, but it works. And once the steering wheel is on, you really shouldn't see it anymore. But let's see, you guys will get a good look. So this is how we're looking at the moment. So as you can see, I have the renowned steering wheel with the quick release. I have my buttons just underneath. I do have to tuck the wires back a bit, so I'll do that afterwards. At the moment though, if you take a look, the steering wheel doesn't lock into place. It free spins. I have to trim the carbon a little bit as it's getting in the way. But so far so good. And I'm really digging how this steering wheel looks. I'm super happy with it. And you guys would see from another video I uploaded, I unboxed it, gave my quick review, and then put it in. And the horn works, everything's looking good. So let's keep going. Alright guys, so I have my templates marked out. Put a bit of tape just to keep the carbon fiber from spidering too much. And then I'm just going to be grinding down that portion there marked in black. Once that's done, we should be good to go. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm just going to be using a Dremel with a sanding or grinding tip on it, and we're just going to slowly take it away so we don't go too much. I want to keep some material on there just because the more material there is, a bit stronger it will be. So let's get started. You want to make sure you have some safety goggles. If you have a face mask, I would do that just because the carbon fiber gets very powdery when you start grinding it, so if you don't, make sure you're in a ventilated area. But even then, I would recommend having a mask. I don't have one, I'm not going to use one, but just as a warning for anyone who wants to try this. Alright guys, so I have everything mounted and the steering wheel works, so let me grab that for you guys. I'm on my phone. Again, battery ran out on my camera, so I will make sure to pick up some new batteries soon, but I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. Get that with one hand onto there. There we go. You guys, more of a centered view, that's what we're looking at. And just to make sure, horn works. And then, just to show you guys everything was looking good now. Key in. Car is on. And then check the dashboard. Cruise goes on. Cruise goes off. There we go. And then to show you the radio. So, we are good there. And then, we're going to use the volume up. And then we see that that's working there. You can go all the way up. And we can go all the way down. And then if we go to mute. Oh, hold on, sorry. Mute. There we go. Unmute. Mute. Unmute. And we're good. So, we have successfully gotten steering wheel controls with an aftermarket steering wheel and quick release hub, and that's it. Alright, so thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll make sure that the uploads go up more consistently. I do have 2 videos right now that I am editing, and I'll have those up. For sure I'll have one up sometime in the next couple of days. I'll make sure this one goes up pretty quickly as well. Other than that, stay tuned. There's not much more Infinity stuff that I have to do for the car, but as we get closer to springtime, I do want to drive the Civic again, so I'll make sure I start putting those parts on, and then yeah, that's it. I have a couple of parts waiting. We have the door bars, we have some dress-up pieces, a couple other things. I did receive some parts yesterday, and I won't reveal what those are yet, but rest assured I will be uploading more videos for the Civic this year. And not a lot of plans, but you know, I have an idea of what I want to do already. So other than that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.